Good evening, everybody. It was a big matchup of local TAPS rivals on the basketball court tonight. State-ranked teams: Incarnate Word, the Lady Angels, number 6, hosting number 9, St. John Paul II. The first of 2 district matchups for them here. Second half, John Paul's Tiana Ramos hitting the deck but getting the bucket. Now the Centurions, they were hard to come by for them tonight. Here the Lady Angels, the Towers here. Catherine Thomas to Claire Thomas down low. Incarnate Word just swarming the boards tonight, then putting a stamp on this game. Watch the defense. Bella Isasi there with the swat, getting the student section fired up. Incarnate Word wins this one going away tonight, 45-28, the final. How about later in the night, the 9th-ranked Angels also hosting the Centurions. Here early on, John Paul looking right at home on the road. Caleb Ibarra knocking it down, part of an early 4-0 run for the Centurions. Incarnate Word starting to get it going, though, going up on this bucket. Caleb Williamson for 3, putting the Angels up 5-4 at that point. Then watch this, Daniel Diagemeo doing it all here with the steal, the block, whatever you want to call it, then going coast to coast for the finish. Nice. Incarnate Word sweeps their rivals, John Paul, the final 43-29.